Hello and welcome to another episode of SALCAB's Tech Startup Series. Here you will see innovators and entrepreneurs pitch their brilliant ideas on areas of health, education, agriculture, and energy to a panel of judges for a chance to win $5,000. I am your host, Amanda Clements. For this episode, we'll see the two remaining finalists pitch their ideas to the panel of judges and we'll see their reaction to their ideas.
I have quite a simple question that we've been asking you all this while is to have clarity on your packaging. We need to be able to figure out how is your revenue model being engineered, i.e. You have different products lined, which are by itself, you're giving us the cost for the different product line. But how is that translating into a packaging that will resonate with the communities that you're trying to interact with? I'm not seeing that here. Maybe you can help clear that up.
Okay, if you can give us some latitude, we present it.
No, what we want to get, let's make the best use of your time. Go straight to the point.
Because each of the charging stations we are going to place, a day we targeted that a charging station will give us 50,000 units as per population. Right? So if each charging station is going to give us 50,000 units, after receiving the $5,000, we are planning to have 4 charging stations. Wherein we might be having one sewing.
So if I get you clear, your primary product right now that you want to use as a launch pad is a charging station only for now.
Charging station and a mini power supply.
So how is the mini power supply coming into
okay,
this?
so okay, to answer your question, the sewing is actually like the head. Let me just put it that way for easy understanding. And so it serves as a power source for the charging station and as well as for the community. So let's say if I go to Lumley community, let's say for example, I put there one sewing, it will serve the entire Lumley community and as well as serve the charging station. Yeah. And same goes to the generator. If we take one generator to a community, it will serve the charging station and it also serve the household. So that means we're getting income from two sources using one.
So those who cannot
products.
afford the household will afford the charging station.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so the charging station it's for like a public use.
Okay.
You know, when you go somewhere, when you have these telecenters.
Yeah, we understand.
Wherein people can come in and charge their phones.
Okay.
It will be the same thing with the charging station and as the power.
And all the charging stations won't go without power. So we provide 3 means.
And our charging stations basically we have 24 hours of light for like with the solar wind it lasts for like 5 years. So within that 5-year period, you can have 24-hour flow of light in the rainy season and in the dry season.
You asked you a question and you came with a nice answer, but your presentation had a lot of things which were confusing. But you gave a thing about your markets. Can you go back to that? I saw some numbers there which you need to
validate.
The market. You had a market plan, a market something.
This?
No.
Okay.
Market. It said market something.
Go back.
Yeah. What's the 928 billion in what's that? What's 1.4 trillion dollar? What are we talking here?
So these are just the projections that renewable energy have across the globe. The amount of income that the UNDP focuses on in terms of to reach 2050. This is the current amount of money that will come in.
But what's the relevance to your
So this one is just trying to say there is like income in terms of there is a need for renewable energy not only in Sierra Leone but also in Africa. There is a heavy need of renewable energy. Yes.
There is a need for a lot of things, but people don't have money to pay. So this is why I had what's these numbers? It doesn't really It didn't. Okay, but then I also have another question. And David has partly answered it. Your pay-as-you-go model. How do you collect the money?
We are going to, somebody is going to be there that is going to be trained as a youth because it's part of our activities. We train youth and in different skills, and then you are going to be there to operate the charging stations. And we are in, daily we have 50,000 euros from you, and when you multiply it monthly, it's 1,500,000.
Okay, so to just add something, the pay as you go is actually for the competitors, like for the easy solar.
Exactly.
It's for the competitors.
Exactly. So you were trying to BS me, sir. It's not your model. Your pay-as-you-go is not your model.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, but he was trying to BS me. That's not it. That's the answer I wanted. That's easy solar. They have a mechanism where they collect. You don't have that.
Yeah.
You have somebody sitting there that is collecting the money. Don't misrepresent your model. But okay, fine.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the output already. Yeah, the meter is there, so yeah. Okay, so you can reduce the noise level. Yeah, turn it off a bit, yeah. Perfect. I mean, you took the feedback that we gave you the last time to say, let us have at least a prototype.
Yeah.
And we're anticipating something below what you've presented. So I mean, for me it's a wow. You've blown up my mind. I've seen it in real time. You know, I mean, when you're reading from the papers, you know, we had to push you to this point so the viewers out there can see that it's possible, and you've done it. So yeah.
Yeah, so for me, like, I think I don't have any question, and I like the idea of you taking those feedbacks, you know, into consideration, and then taking it's no pain for you to come with your prototype. And now we can actually relate to all those abstract stuff that he was talking about, and then, should I say, you were lucky to have, you know, two of our judges to say, okay, now we really want to go on site and see what you have. Otherwise, you would have missed such an opportunity to even give us a show of what we have seen today. And I must say it's a brilliant idea, though I'm not so convinced about the sound that you said. It's kind of like silent, but it's still better off, you know, the games are just better off, you know.
It's time with more development.
Exactly. So the only thing that comes to mind right now, so would this be the target size of the unit, or would you make it smaller?
In terms of portability.
Yeah.
It's going to be much more portable than this. This one is because of the present material we're having. That's why you see it going to the size. But if we can get the actual things that we need, the size can go down.
Awesome. So I must say, job well done. And in fact, it's a good idea that you came in with your colleague to back up with the presentation. Yeah, you have the technical person, and then you also have financial person. So it's a good thing. And teamwork is always essential than just working alone. Yeah. So thank you.
Sorry, might I just add just to reassure you and keep your interest afloat, you know, in our product. Yes. Also, we're looking at insulation and a better cooling system.
Awesome.
And when I say cooling system, there would be two. So first of all, you would have a basic model without an active cooling system. You would just have a passive cooling system that would cost the 13 million.
Okay.
Then you'll have another version, you know, also with insulation, with an active system, which that price point has not been determined yet because, you know, but if you are in a location where you do not have proper air ventilation, your system would be intact with that active cooling system. So there are multiple integrated ideas coming into it to culminate into a perfect fruition.
Wonderful.
You're not going to get off the hook so easily. I have questions.
I also have questions.
All right, Simon.
You didn't get that one. Huh? Yeah, okay, maybe because I have seen amazing innovations, amazing invention, and an innovation. There's a difference.
Yeah.
This is an invention. Take this to market, then you start to innovate. Your presentation was very good, and as Salman said, nice that you backed up this guy. I was fortunate to go to the site, but you raised some questions which of course we have to address. Now you've gotten all these parts locally, and I asked you that question when I was at your plant.
Yes, sir.
For you to scale up, you need to be able to fabricate, as you say, you need to be able to get how are you going to source those? We're not a very, how should I say, a manufacturing in Sierra Leone store. Where are you going to get the parts? That's the first question. You almost answered the second part. Why does the battery overheat? What causes the battery to overheat? So the first part is really about the sustainability of this, getting the parts, economically. And you said that you made a claim, and I would like to push you, if we had time, that if you were able to get a retooling fabrication, the cost would go down. You need to show that. You need to document that in a way. Okay. So parts, and why does the battery heat up? What causes it?
If the cells are damaged,
okay,
and maybe the liquid from the battery is also not good to cause it to overheat.
So this is why I'm asking the question. The battery overheating is not really an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not really an issue.
Yeah.
No risk involved.
No risk involved. Don't talk about it.
Because, just to add to his point, I know he's still on his leg. This is potentially deadly. And those risks, if there is any risk like deadly issues coming up, you should have that as an issue, and it should be explained to the judges.
If there's nothing from your product that causes the battery to overheat, do you see what I mean? There's not the correlation between, that's why I'm asking. Then you don't really need to, just when you're selling this, you make sure in your warranty that the battery has to blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
You excuse yourself. Otherwise, you are basically creating an issue.
Yeah.
Does the use of this machine causes the battery to overheat? Yes or no?
No.
It doesn't. So then you have to make that very clear. That's why I asked.
Do some research on that again before you give assurance.
When you sell to other people, your own battery is faulty, maybe you will go and take another battery that is bigger.
Then your warranty should clearly state that.
Yeah, that's what
clearly state that.
We are not going to take responsibility for that one. If you go and take another battery and put it inside there, that is not coming from us.
Have you seen have you heard about the Tesla batteries?
Battery testers.
Tesla battery.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just part of the supply chain from what Mr. George was saying here is, now what you need to do is, how do you industrialize yourself? How do you replicate yourself? You're the tech guy. You're also a brilliant complement to communicate the product. But how do you mass produce the quality? That is one thing you need to be thinking about. How do you optimize your packaging and branding, the fabrication? There are a lot of, your addressable market is huge. It's not only within Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
How do you define models that will ensure it's a shared service? The world is moving towards a shared service economy. It's not a single-led economy anymore. If you look at the Airbnb model, it's shared service. Uber is shared service. So how do you replicate the shared service model into electricity distribution? You know, without, it's not about me being able to afford the 13 million. Forget about the 13 million. There are different models you can go into the market with, wherein you serve a lot of household for as low as a cent. That is disruption.
Business model. On that area, we are planning to partner with producers of this product that will give us warranty for their product.
You've worked so hard
Yeah.
to get this done.
Yeah.
Patent is key.
Yeah.
We're in a very volatile market.
Yeah.
You know, so your supply chain, your assembly points has to be well secured to ensure that you protect. This you could be the next Tesla. You know.
True.
There you have it. Those were the last two of the finalists for the SALCAB Tech Startup Series. Don't touch the dial because we'll be right back.
SALCAB is an open access neutral fiber network, which means it's more like a carrier network. We make the road available for data transportation.
We don't deal with the end users in terms of retail. We are wholesale carrier network. So we only support the ISPs, which are the internet service providers, and the mobile network operators.
SALCAB is an invaluable project. The internet facility, the extreme usage of internet facility, online use of educational materials. So SALCAB is there to create that platform for everything to happen.
As you know, the president has been talking about e-government, e-parliament, e-cabinet. These are things that we are very much concerned about, and we want to ensure that they are implemented.
On the new direction, SALCAB can help a lot because the president is very innovative. He's someone who likes technology. He travels around and studies different nations and seeing how they've developed through technology.
All of us know about the value of data. So SALCAB is extremely, very, very important because we are the center of creating all of these values.
So we are working on that.
Welcome back to SALCAB's Tech Startup Series. I'm still your host, Amanda Clemens. The moment we've all been waiting for. The finalists are ready to know who would win the $5,000.
What Sierra Leone needs right now, if we are to go to where we all dream of, is more and more Sierra Leoneans venturing into business. We now have too many people graduating with 3 or 4 degrees. We now have the public sector is oversaturated. As a matter of fact, it's getting bloated. So more people should think about going into business and starting business because the return on entrepreneurship is really profit, and that's what creates wealth.
We had over 80 applicants, which exceeded our projections. We were projecting about 10 to 20. And how decentralized is the participation process? Share recycling is a classical case from Kenya, and we received applications from all over. But the matrix thought process is not to base it on the regional credit scale, but rather we had crafted the fundamentals on which these businesses will be selected and which they have been selected. And it's a sample. It's not just to select and give the money. With what they want to do, their dreams are way, way bigger than $5,000. So the money has nothing to play here, but graduating them into the incubation program where they will have the opportunity to really pivot their ideas, re-engineer their thought processes, be able to come up with some minimum viable products that will give them the beachhead to start to trade. And also, it's a 3-phase: the selection and the pitch, which we've completed, the incubation and the acceleration, which is the next phase, and then the pairing, which is pair the business with potential investors. So it's a full ecosystem, it's a full cycle.
The journey towards this has always been competitive, and as well as a space where we learn and network and also get inspiration to do what we're doing. At Light Salon, the journey has been very good, and we've learned a lot from the judges, and there are a lot of things that we need to put into consideration if we want to move forward in this ecosystem.
For us, it has been a very interesting journey. We want to say thanks to SALCAB for the opportunity of participating in this session. Not many organizations give such opportunity, and this is one of the things, like one of the judges mentioned, we want to see if we can encourage more people, more institutions to come into this space and give others similar opportunity that we benefited. As an entrepreneur, one of the biggest challenges we normally face is getting people to listen to your stories or getting people to listen to your ideas. So for me, I want to say a big thank you to the judges for being patient, listening to all our ideas, and at the same time giving us very good feedbacks.
And we've gone home and we've assimilated those feedbacks, and we've come to a point where we realize we are seeing how far these suggestions that you've given us will take us.
If we want to make Sierra Leone great, it's in our hands as entrepreneurs. We can be the next Dangote, we can be the next change Sierra Leone needs. And our having SALCAB as one inspiration, a government-owned organizations helping us, coming with ideas, teaching us through incubations, and putting us in a state of competition for us to make sure we unleash the potential we have, which we have in keeping all this while. It's good, and we'll always remember these ideas. We'll always remember your comments on our different projects. We'll always take this into consideration in our journey as we go as entrepreneurs.
So it is an opportunity, and if you have a dream out there, you want to realize your dream, take it to the next level, be innovative.
When I was growing up, they tell me, go get a good education, get a good job. Today I tell my children, get the right education. The right education. And that is, can you solve problems? You can have 10 PhD, but if you cannot get the water from the well to your house, it doesn't work. So what's inspiring is that all these ideas we've seen here today are people solving problems. They may not have an MBA like the others, but they're solving problems. And that is the key. So thank you, David, for this opportunity. I have learned a lot, and I've really been inspired. And we have seen that the future of this country is really bright. And what you're doing in enabling the ecosystem is really what is needed, because the research is complete. There is no doubt. Entrepreneurship and innovation is the key to international development. That's the easy part. The difficult part is to have the ecosystem. Capital, human resource, big companies, you name it. So what they're doing is really groundbreaking.
We're not yet where we want to be as entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is about solving, it's about finding solutions to human problems. And we believe SALCAB has provided that platform to spur growth. So I want to thank SALCAB, thank the organizers, thank everybody, thank you.
Okay, so the first winner is, drum roll please.
Wow, the suspense. But join us next week to know who the winners are. Continue to send your comments on our various social media platforms. I've been your host, Amanda Clements. See you next week. Bye-bye.